So President Trump has already lost the bombing. He bombed, tried regime change, and Iran got stronger, got control of Hormuz. Now President Trump is at great risk of losing the negotiations. Iran is not just has a good deal here, as I'm going to explain, Mario. This is a terrific deal, and it's going to get better over time. Iran is in the driver's seat. Now, where do we get the best information about the deal? Well, what really matters, and what matters to the shippers, so I want to be clear, this isn't just coming from the ivory tower academic, who is going to really determine the shipping going through the Strait of Hormuz? Well, Trump can say whatever he wants. He can come with forces, whatever he wants. The people who will determine this are the shippers themselves. And what they're saying, and this has been right after the deal, what they are saying is that they demand a clearer statement from Iran that their security will be guaranteed by Iran, not by the United States, not by the UAE, not by the Gulf states. They want Iran to make that statement. Now, in order to get that statement, maybe the MOU signing will help. We haven't seen the MOU. Maybe it's there. But what Iran is saying, and its deputy foreign minister is saying, is very clear. Right after Trump announced it, very clear statement, multiple immediate demands to have the deal. One of those big demands, and we'll talk about this, has to do with Lebanon. But another big demand is $12 billion up front. $12 billion up front. Now, whether that comes from the UAE, Qatar, so it doesn't matter where it comes from. It's $12 billion up front. Then there's another $12 billion that's supposed to come at the end of the 60 days. So you have sort of like a signing bonus, and then you have sort of like a completion bonus on the 60-day deal. But in between, every week, Mario, that Iran sells oil, it will make approximately $1 billion. So just think about that. $1 billion a week. So what Iran has, and this is just in the 60-day window. So I'm not getting to the nuclear issue. I'm focusing just on the immediate leverage that Iran is using and what they're doing to squeeze Trump in America. And what they are getting for this deal, and this is if it goes forward, of course, so it has to go forward. But what they're getting for this deal is approximately $20 to $30 billion. Just think about that. And there's no strings on that money. That money can be used for more drones. That money can be used for more missiles. That money can be used for drones and missiles to the Houthis and to Hezbollah. That is a terrific deal for Iran. Now, why does it get even better over time? That's just the front end, Mario. So this starts out not just okay for Iran. This starts out terrifically for Iran. Now, why does it get better? I actually am going to explain. This is what I published in the Substack here yesterday. It's a detailed analysis. What happens over the next 30 to 60 days, this is this time when they're supposed to be talking, right? What happens the next 30 to 60 days is that the oil inventories will run dry. That is, we are not stopping the draw on the oil inventories in the next 60 days. And the reason is because, and you've had some of these folks on your show, is that the getting the oil out of the Gulf and to the refineries, actually to its destination, is essentially a 30 to 60 day process at best. At best. It may even take a little bit longer. So during that period of time, that 60-day window, there will be no new oil coming into those clients, those consumers. They must continue to draw down their inventories. So what's going to happen, Mario, is Iran's leverage, which is already pretty great, and they are really squeezing Donald Trump. I mean, everybody sees how desperate Trump is. This is not just a soft squeeze here on their part. They are squeezing Trump for somewhere again between 20 and 30 billion dollars in 60 days. Just think about how much that is here. That's not over a year. That's just in 60 days. So and by the end of that 60 days, they can just repeat. They can do this again. And moreover, I said this yesterday, I laid this out, that this is a prescription for maximum leverage by Iran in about 60 days. Because if they cut it off again, it's not just like as bad as it was before, it's much worse because the world's buffers are gone in 60 days. And the oil inventory experts are telling us you won't be able to put that inventory back, the oil back in the inventories until next year because we're running on a knife's edge of supply and demand. So what that means is for months, Iran will have even bigger leverage than they have today, and they will be able to simply demand more. So if they want to cut it off because of Hezbollah in Lebanon, absolutely, they can. They're already building the case, you see. And so over the next 30 to 60 days, I can imagine a number of scenarios. I can imagine they receive the money, the straits open, and then as the 30, 60 days go, and they keep complaining about Israel and Lebanon, and then magically at the end of 60 days, when they get their final 12 billion bucks, okay, they suddenly discover, well, they've had enough of Israel and Lebanon, unless and they shut down the strait again. This time, this is happening now in mid-August, just months away from the midterms. Just think of the pressure Trump is going to be under at that point. We already have a problem for him. He knows he's got a big problem in the midterms. That's already weighing on him because of the oil inventory drawdown. The biggest problem for Trump is his deal doesn't refill the inventories. He doesn't get the buffer back. And as that buffer goes dry, that's a lot of additional leverage for Iran that's coming. They can use it to squeeze Israel. They can use it to squeeze the U.S. to actually start withdrawing forces now. Remember, the deputy foreign minister, he's put out a number of things. He wants his 12 billion bucks. He wants Israel, and he wants the U.S. forces gone. Well, he's laying out, I think, the quite expected, I don't know if I'd call them reasonable, because Iran's in the driver's seat. But this is what you would expect on your way to regional primacy. They are drip by drip by drip in a clear sequence any realist would understand. This is realism 101. They are using the negotiations for power maximization. This is not negotiations to be softies. They are squeezing every bit they can out of Trump and the world, essentially, as well, for power. And that power is going to grow over time. And this is exactly what you would expect. They have gained power. Negotiations now are a tool for more power. And Trump is just simply he's just weak, and that's what everybody is seeing.